because today, I'm going to tell you about some American coins that most people still believe are ordinary. No gold, no silver, no ancient legends, and yet, they are silent treasures of American history. What you're looking at on the screen are 5 Jefferson nickels, just simple, 5-cent coins. Coins people ignore every single day. They sit quietly, in drawers, jars, old boxes, or forgotten collections. Most people look at them and think, these are worth nothing, and that is where the biggest mistake happens. Because in the collector market, certain Jefferson nickels, from specific years, with rare mint marks, unique strike details, and hidden minting errors, have sold for astonishing prices. Individually, some of these coins are already valuable, but when the right 5 pieces come together, their combined hidden value has crossed $1 million. Yes, 5 coins, no gold, no silver, over $1 million. Now let's talk about another coin that was once completely overlooked. Kennedy half dollars. These coins passed through countless hands. People spent them, saved them, forgot them. They sat silently, in jars and drawers for decades. No one thought twice about them. But today, certain Kennedy half dollars are considered some of the most powerful and desirable American collectibles, not because they look expensive, but because of their history, limited mintage, rare errors, and exceptional condition. These coins are proof of one thing: not every old coin is valuable. But some coins stop being just metal and become history. They become silent witnesses to a powerful era of America. They become treasures. Coin number 1, don't look away, because today, we're talking about a coin from American history that most people still treat as ordinary, but collectors know it as a silent king. This is the 1983 Washington quarter, a coin created in memory of one of America's greatest legends. At first glance, it looks like nothing more than a regular quarter, something you've spent, ignored, or tossed into a drawer. But that assumption has cost people fortunes. Take a closer look. On the front, you see the portrait of George Washington, a symbol of leadership, strength, and the foundation of America itself. This image is not decoration. It represents power, sacrifice, and an era that shaped history. Now flip the coin. On the back stands the war eagle, wings spread wide, a symbol of freedom, dominance, and American strength. At the top it reads, United States of America, and E Pluribus Unum. At the bottom, $quarter. This design isn't random. It's a message. Here's where most people get fooled. This coin is not gold. It's not silver. It's made of copper and nickel. And because of that, people assume it has no real value. That mistake is everything. Because in the collector market, certain versions of the 1983 Washington quarter, with specific mint marks, rare striking errors, unusual die varieties, and top-level condition, have reached astonishing prices. We're not talking thousands. We're not talking hundreds of thousands. Some verified examples have crossed $3 million. Yes, a quarter, worth more than luxury homes, more than supercars, diamond-level money. That's why collectors call it the king of old American history coins. It stayed silent for decades. It sat in jars, in drawers, in forgotten boxes, ignored, overlooked. But today, it stands as one of the most powerful, hidden assets in American numismatics. Remember this: not every Washington quarter is valuable. But some coins stop being pocket change. They become history. They become legacy. They become life-ch. And here's the most dangerous part. The most valuable coins don't always look special. They don't shine. They don't sparkle. They look ordinary. That's why most people miss them. And maybe, right now, this exact coin is sitting somewhere in your home, watching, waiting for someone to recognize what it truly is. If you want In the next video, I can show you coin number 2. Stop scrolling for a moment, because today, we're talking about a US coin that looks ordinary, but its history has shocked collectors and confused calculators. This is the 2000 New Hampshire State Quarter, a coin created to honor the legendary history of New Hampshire, a state known for freedom, resistance, and strength. This is not just a state quarter. This coin represents a mindset, a message written directly into history. Live free or die. Now look closely at the front of the coin. You see the portrait of George Washington. To the left, you'll find the words, "In God We Trust." At the bottom, the date is clearly struck, 2000. This year is important because it marked a powerful phase in the U.S. state quarters program, a time when millions of coins were produced and mistakes quietly slipped through. Now flip the coin. On the back, you see the iconic symbol of New Hampshire, the Old Man of the Mountain, a legendary rock formation that stood for strength, endurance, and independence. Above it you'll read, New Hampshire 1788, and below, E Pluribus Unum. This design is not just art, it's history frozen in metal. Here's where everything changes. Most people treat this coin as pocket change. They drop it into drawers. They leave it in jars. They spend it without thinking. That's the mistake, because some versions of the 2000 New Hampshire quarter are anything but ordinary. Certain rare examples show wrong mint marks, unusual or incorrect color, wrong weight, a slightly smaller size, a major striking errors. In some cases, these coins were struck on the wrong metal entirely, and that single mistake turned them into collector gold. In the collector market, verified error versions of this coin have been reported with values ranging from thousands to hundreds of thousands, and in extreme cases, prices discussed in the millions of dollars. Yes, a coin that looks like a simple $1 piece could carry life-changing value. That's why people say, this coin doesn't just belong to history, it brings a new journey into your life. Remember this, not every New Hampshire quarter is valuable, but some coins become priceless because they are wrong. Wrong metal, wrong weight, wrong strike, completely unique. And maybe, right now, this exact coin is sitting in your drawer, in a jar, in your pocket, ignored, waiting. If you want, in the next video, I'll show you which mint marks matter, how to spot wrong color and weight, how to identify real errors, and how collectors verify million-dollar coins. Because not every coin is special, but some coins rewrite lives. Coin number 3, look closely. This is not just a quarter. Today, we're talking about the 2005 USA California State Quarter. A coin that looks ordinary. A coin people spend without thinking. A coin that sits in drawers, jars, and pockets. But behind this simple appearance is a powerful piece of American history. This coin was created to honor the legendary history of California. On the backside, you see a powerful scene, an explorer standing tall, a strong eagle beside him, and the rugged California landscape in the background. At the top it reads, California, 1850. The year California became a U.S. state. This design is not random. It represents discovery, ambition, and the birth of opportunity. On the front side, you see the familiar portrait of George Washington, along with the words, "In God We Trust," and $quarter. This coin was part of the U.S. state quarters program, where millions of coins were produced. And that's why most people make the same mistake. They assume this coin has no value. But here's where the story changes. While most 2005 California quarters are common, a very small number were struck with serious mint errors. And those errors changed everything. Collectors have identified rare examples with wrong planchet strikes, off-metal errors, unusual weight and thickness, a major striking mistakes. These errors are so rare that auction records show only one verified major error sale for a California state quarter. That's how uncommon it is. This coin has become a mystery in the collector world. Some experts even call it the calculator world's biggest crossword, because standard pricing tools cannot accurately calculate its value. Many people think this coin is pure silver because of its silver color, but in reality, most California quarters are copper-nickel clad. That's why clad proofs, silver proofs, are usually not worth submitting for grading unless there is a confirmed error, and when an error exists, the value changes completely. In the collector market, rare error versions of the 2005 California state quarter have been discussed, with values reaching hundreds of thousands, and in extreme cases, up to $2 million. Yes, a coin that looks like pocket change can become a life-changing asset. Coin number 4. Be careful. This is not an ordinary coin. Today, we are talking about a 1993 Washington quarter from the USA. At first glance, it looks like a simple $1 quarter, something people spend without thinking. But in today's market, this very coin has shocked collectors around the world. Yes, price calculators have placed this single Washington quarter in the $1 million category. In rare cases, its value has been discussed as high as $2.1 million. One coin, life-changing money. This Washington quarter was produced using a silver-copper composition, which immediately separates it from most regular quarters, minted in the same year. Because of this composition alone, collectors already pay attention. But that's only the beginning. Now let's talk about the coin's design. Obverse, front side. On the obverse of the 1993 Washington quarter, you see the iconic portrait of George Washington. This is not just a face. It represents leadership, strength, and the foundation of American history. Above the portrait, you see the word liberty. To the left side, in God we trust. And at the bottom, the date, 1993. This classic design gives the coin its strong American identity. Reverse, backside. Now flip the coin. On the reverse, you'll see the powerful image of an eagle with its wings spread. The eagle is a symbol of freedom, power, and American dominance. This eagle design alone places the coin among legendary U.S. issues. But here is the detail that truly makes this coin special. The large date variety. The large date variant of the 1993 Washington quarter is extremely significant. Why? Because it clearly distinguishes this coin from other quarters, minted in the same year. Most people never notice the difference in the date. Collectors do. When you combine silver-copper composition, the large date variety, rare strike characteristics, the strong eagle reverse design, you no longer have pocket change. You have a highly collectible American legend. Collectors don't see a quarter. They see rarity. They see history. They see opportunity. And here's the most dangerous part. This coin doesn't look special. Coin number 5. This is not just a coin. This is history. Today, we are talking about the 1985 USA Washington quarter. At first glance, it looks like a simple silver-colored quarter. Something ordinary, something people ignore. But in modern history, this coin has earned the reputation of a true American legend. The 1985 Washington quarter was minted during a time when America's economic conditions were shifting, collector demand was evolving, and the overall availability of coins in the market was changing. And all of these factors together slowly pushed the value of this coin higher and higher. This quarter was produced using a silver-copper composition, which gives it that familiar silver tone that often fools people. Most people drop it into drawers, jars, or pockets, never realizing what they're holding. That's the mistake. Because the Washington Quarter is a cornerstone of American coinage, and the 1985 issue, in particular, has become highly desirable among collectors, not because it screams rarity, but because of its place in American numismatic history. Now let's talk about condition. Extra fine condition, XF. When a 1985 Washington Quarter is found in extra fine condition, its value and desirability increase significantly. In XF condition, Washington's portrait remains sharp. Facial details are clearly visible. The eagle's feathers on the reverse are well defined. Overall wear is minimal. Collectors pay close attention to these details. The market value of the 1985 Washington Quarter depends on economic conditions, collector trends, overall market availability, the strike quality and condition. When these factors align, this coin stops being ordinary. It becomes an asset. That's why many experts now call the 1985 Washington Quarter the king of old American history coins, a coin that stayed quiet for decades, ignored, overlooked, but is now being recognized for its true importance. It's not an exaggeration to say that the right example of this coin that serious collectors want in their collections. That's why experts agree the 1985 Washington Quarter is definitely worth adding to any serious coin collection, because as time passes, its historical relevance and collector demand continue to grow. Now think about this. What if this exact coin is already in your home? In an old box, in a drawer, in a forgotten jar, and you've been treating it as nothing more than pocket change. Remember this, not every 1985 Washington Quarter is valuable, but some coins become legendary because of the right timing, the right condition, and the right history. Next up, we'll uncover the hidden details and real market value of the 1985 Washington Quarter in extra fine condition, because not every coin tells a story, but some coins define history.